In this Minecraft video, we are going to survive 100 days in Minecraft's latest version, 1.18. Who are the we? Well, joining us from trios, we have Austin and we have Chris, but we are now also joined by our good friend Marvin. Our goals were simple: kill the Ender Dragon, get an Elytra for each person, and have an epic 4 versus 4 wither fight. Can we survive all the way to the end, which includes that fight? Well, you'll just have to watch and find out. But lads, before we begin, I am now less than 7,000 subscribers away from hitting that 100k goal. So if you're part of that giant 90% of people not subscribed, please consider doing so. Getting 100k by the end of 2021 would be a dream come true. So please help me finally get there. And finally, do you want 200 days? Simple. Get this video to 5k likes and we'll work on it straight away. Alright then, let's do this. Kicking it off on day 1, and would you look at that, there is a village right where we spawn. Amazing. We searched around the village and I didn't really find anything amazing around the village myself, but finding a nearby ravine could be quite useful for some caving. Grab some casual stone and wood. You know how the first day goes. Chris peed his pants, everybody laughed at him. After looking a bit more around, we realized that Marvin peed the bed, which is also funny. And then I got a chance to look into the great 1.18 caves, and just look at that. That is what I will be using to cave in this series. I thought 1.17 was good. Look at that cave! Also, for some weird reason, this village had 2 churches. Not really sure why. Nevertheless, I stole a bed from the village. It was time to take our first sleep of the series. Day 2 was just more cobble grinding. I wanted to build a wall around the village to make sure none of the villagers died. I did mine quite a bit, but ran out of cobble. Shout out to Austin for grabbing me the rest. And I was able to finish the wall the same day thanks to his and Marvin's help. We was planning to go to sleep, but Austin went AFK, so I casually just, yeah, we don't talk about it. I went exploring on day 3. I want to get into those caves as quick as possible, but just in case there's anything nearby around, it was my job to search around the area. Didn't take me long to find a second village near the first one. This village sucks. Anyway, moving on, not too far away from that, I found another village. This village also sucks. And that pretty much sums up day 3. Yeah. Day 4, I found some wolves. At some point, I will definitely come back to them and tame them, but for right now, we have another thing to find. Now look at that, another village. I'll let you guess how good it was. I decided to return back home, and it was day 6 by the time I got back home. I started building a starter shack just because I knew we needed a good place to sleep, and I didn't really want to impose on the villagers. They've already been so nice giving us all the stuff and the food. I mean, they didn't really have a say in it, but that's not the point. Now, I think most people know at this point that I'm not the builder of the group, but for a starter house, it was okay. Don't get me wrong, they insulted it like crazy like they always do, but nevertheless, let's move on. It was also this day that they made this, stupid cobble thing. I'm going to leave it at that. Day 9, because of the farms that was in the village, I decided to extend them. I pretty much just want to make a giant supply of food, and this seemed like the best way to go about it. Honestly, my day was kind of boring compared to the rest of them. Austin was able to find a trident, Marv made enchants, and Chris decided to destroy a house. I'm not even kidding, that was his day. He did give me enough iron to make full iron armor though, thanks to his caving trip, and though I didn't really have the levels, I was half enchanted, so I guess it was partially a win. It was day 10 when we entered the Nether. After having a very quick look around the area and making it somewhat safe, we found this lonely pigman, which, you know, ended about as well as you expected. Good times. Day 11 was when I finally went into the giant cave with Marvin. The 2 of us spent 6 days out here, all the way up until day 17 by the time we was done. I'll show you a couple of highlights of doing so, but I'll just let you know exactly what we got. The 2 of us together was able to get 17 diamonds. We also got 3 name tags and a looting 2 book. Overall, a pretty damn good caving trip if you ask me. I then learned one of the hardest truths when it comes to Minecraft 1.18 caving, and that is the dig up is long and boring. Here is me at times 4 speed digging all the way up to the surface, and I'm just gonna keep talking whilst I go through it. You know what? Here's a cute picture of my dog. Here's another cute picture of my dog. Here's a cute picture of my cat. Man, I hope I've killed enough time. If not, then, well, I guess I'll just show you the rest, but yeah. Hey, future editor Haven here. I actually got really interested in this clip because I wanted to see how long it actually took me. At the start, you obviously noticed that I made a second iron pickaxe because the dig up required 2.5 durabilities of an iron pickaxe. In fact, I don't think I'm going to be able to show you the full clip. Just know that it took over 3 minutes to dig from the bottom of the world back to the surface, and I even dug up in an ocean, which means the actual surface layer that I dug up to was much lower. Basically, the only tip I can give you if you ever play 1.18 is always remember where you came from, because if not, you're going to have to spend a lot of time digging back up to the surface. Anyway, back to the video. Hope you're enjoying. It was day 18 when we were back, and I made diamond tools for the lads and the boys. I also went out looking for a couple more pieces of sugarcane because we didn't have a level 30 chance to set up yet, and well, that was our next goal. I also got a few levels whilst I was out as well. Since we're getting a level 30 chancer, I want to get as many levels as possible to, you know, enchant. Halfway through my journey on day 19, I had 33 levels and a nice bit of sugarcane. Other than that, it was more running. Day 20 was when I came back. I harvested the sugarcane from a sugarcane farm that was set up. I did a level 30 enchant on both my diamond sword and diamond pickaxe. The diamond pickaxe got just unbreaking 3, which was damn useless. However, the sword came back with sharpness 3, unbreaking 3, and knockback 2. Not too bad. Also, let's just check out some Minecraft logic for a second. Remember when I did that level 30 for my diamond pickaxe and got just unbreaking 3? Well, here's me doing a level 22 enchant where I got Fortune 2, Unbreaking 3, and Efficiency 3. Minecraft. After that, it was day 21 with the work pickaxe in tow. It was now time to start doing something that we never actually did on the Trios world, and that's build our own houses. So every single time I do a series with Austin is the one who builds all the houses because he's a really good builder. However, we decided that one of the goals we wanted to do for this world was every single one of us to have our own houses. And after finding the right location, I settled on making a hobbit hole, and so I started digging out the area below. A little bit of an update on day 23 where I officially started digging out everything. Honestly, this was kind of a boring thing for me to do, so I'll just show you the final product on day 34. That's right, day 34. Now, to be fair, I did finish on day 32, but the lads themselves need an extra couple of days to finish the house themselves. Let me show you a nice little house tour of my place. It's just a nice little ring around, the bed's in the center. There's a little storage area to the back. I decided to make the walls out of sandstone and the flooring out of dark oak. I mean, I'm not a great builder, but in my opinion, this is one of the better builds that I've done in recent times, so I'll take that any day of the week. Having a look at Marvin's house is just a very big wooden shack. Now, unfortunately, I can't show you the full of it because it's a very inappropriate build and YouTube demonetization is a thing. That being said, both Marvin and Austin are uploading their own videos, so if you want to see the full experience there, be my guest and have a look. Austin built what looked like a mausoleum, just absolutely amazing to look at, and Chris built something really simple. Honestly, this probably only took him a day or two, except the thing that took him so long, the candles. So for those who don't know, you need beeswax for candles. So whilst all of us was putting in all the time to build our houses, Chris was running around getting candles. I am not kidding. And that ended the second day of recording. Now, sadly, when we started the third day of recording, I unfortunately forgot to press the record button. Luckily, it wasn't too long, and Austin was there to save the day for me. So here we are on day 35, making what we just called the Villager Lover Cave. I can't use the official name because, again, demonetization. Basically, we just wanted to make a villager grinder that we could get some good books in, and this just seemed like the best way to do it. Me and Austin worked on digging out and setting up a nice little area, and then we worked on getting the villagers together with the hand of Chris. What was Marvin doing? Oh. And we managed to get that completed by day 39. Good stuff, really. I was back recording on day 40, where I firstly fixed my diamond pickaxe, and then I went caving where I found a bunch of spawners. Like, seriously, this was an absolute joke of how many spawners I found. I have to assume that the spawner rates are up in this world, not necessarily on this server, but just in 1.18 in general, because look at this. How many spawners can one man find in like 5 minutes? Like, seriously, all of this footage was in like 5 minutes. Other than that, I spent the next 5 days caving. I mean, it's so fun to cave in 1.18. If you're a Java player, jump in there. Bedrock players, ugh. But after those 5 days, I had obtained 52 diamonds thanks to my Fortune 2. I had obtained 3 stacks of gold and 2.5 stacks of iron. I was back to 33 levels on the enchanter, and by the time I got back home, Austin had put a bunch of bamboo around the starter shack. Of course he did. It is also worth mentioning, despite the fact we spent a while building our own houses, we all just kept being drawn to the starter shack. It's almost like it's the best build on this world, who knows. The entire team was back by day 46, where we had accumulated 3 stacks of diamonds, which is just, oh, it's so good. It is worth mentioning that pretty much every single one of us has Fortune, at least Fortune 2. Chris does have Silk Touch, but because Austin has Fortune 3, he was able to mine it, and well, we have a lot of diamonds. We each made full diamond armor, and I did some level 30 enchanting, which was just terrible. Blast protection, fire protection, just awful enchantments. We then sort of made the decision that instead of just randomly enchanting stuff, it's probably best to just get the good books from the villagers, and so it was time to start doing some villager trades. Austin began that and sorted that all out whilst I was AFK, the legend that he is. And it was day 48 while he was doing that I decided to level 30 my bow. I got both Infinity and Power 4 on my bow, and it was now time to go to the Nether. Hey, look at that, a lone villager in the Nether. Oh my god, I think we should name him and keep him safe. I'm gonna call him Frederick. The goal of the Nether was really simple, find both a fortress and a bastion, because come on, it's not 100-day survival without some pig step, am I right? And so we split up into twos. Me and Marvin went one way and Chris and Austin went the other, where on day 52, we found ourselves a bastion. And no matter how many times I'll enter a bastion, I cannot believe the amount of times that I will just run in there all nilly-willy. Here is number 1 where I nearly died. I know, it's about as smart as it could possibly be. And here is number 2. I took a nice little bath in the lava, managed to get out all good. Thanks to a golden apple, though, I was pretty safe, but I really need to learn to stop charging in there so unsafe. The worst part, this bastion didn't have pick step, so this was just an entire waste of time. The two of us then spent the next 4 days, that's right, 4 days searching the Nether, finding absolutely nothing. It was a complete and utter waste of time. That being said, here we are on day 57 finding a new bastion, and it was on that day where I saw the chest at the bottom, and of course I opened it. And I found some pig step! Woo! I cannot wait to play that one more time. That being said, sorry earphone users, that must have been horrible for you. Whilst we was doing that, Chris and Austin managed to find themselves a fortress and get quite a few blades rods. And so we all agreed to head back home, and we was back at the portal by day 60. And just as we got back, Austin got back as well. Where's Chris, you ask? Oh. It was day 61 when we got back and some more work needed to be done. The three of them was talking about doing villager trades and getting ender pearls, doing important stuff. I know, so boring, right? And I realized that, you know, in the trios where I built the Among Us statue and everybody was really happy about it and it was the best thing that anyone's ever built? Well, I decided if I were to just get some yellow wool and then maybe I spent the next 3 days building a 3D version of the Among Us statue that was built in the first 100 days, everybody would love it, right? I mean, here's their reaction of it.
So I'd
Yeah,
no.
I don't know if I want your help anymore.
No, shut up.
So,
I got this.
Guys, asking for a friend. Is anybody
Multi-shot? We got glass?
Multi-shot, is that, what did you want? Dan?
Glass. I need to.
What? How did this guy get out?
I need to finish my masterpiece.
Here, I'll go look. Wait, what is your masterpiece?
What?
Dan?
What? Wait.
What is the yellow thing in the distance?
Well, you remember in trios that I made the Among Us guy?
Did you make it 3D?
Oh my
so bad!
god!
Why does he have a dump truck?
It doesn't even look. What, does he have a dump truck?
Why'd
He
you
does.
put on him?
He's got a dumpy!
Why? Can you go inside?
Why is it yellow?
You can go inside.
Wait, what? No.
This is the most sus one yet!
The sad thing is, whilst I was doing that, Marvin and Austin was doing a bunch of trades to get some good villager trades, and Chris was getting ender pearls. So I'm literally being carried by these guys. I'm not even gonna lie. I took the books that they got me on day 65 and combined it to all of my armor. Nice protection, even a bit of looting for me. After that, I killed a couple of chickens, started cooking it up, and well, it's time for us to go to the Nether. And when I say Nether, I mean Stronghold, because apparently I don't know the difference. It was day 66 where we set off for the Stronghold, had a nice little run around there, and it did take all day and all night. And it was day 67 where I found myself the Stronghold. I was the first person to find the library, and look at that, a Depth Strider and Mending book. If I didn't have Depth Strider on my boots already, this would be a fantastic book to have. And after searching everything in the Stronghold, finding the end portal itself, it was day 68 where, okay, we decided it would be best for tactical reasons to wait until day 69 to fight the Ender Dragon for no other reason than tactical. If there wasn't any other reason, I assure you, it did at least give us the chance to do some pig steps. Woo! Oh, it really hurts my voice to do that, you know. Also, the water bucket shabockle happened, which, well, I mean, I'm pretty sure the footage shows itself. 4 people trying to make an unlimited water supply is apparently, it's not easy to do. Apparently, it's like the most difficult thing to do in Minecraft. Day 69! No. The Ender Dragon fight happened, and you know your boy got the Free of the End achievement. You know your boy killed the Ender Dragon. Let's just grab the egg and... It fell through the portal. The Ender Dragon egg fell through the portal. I didn't even know it could do this. Like, I genuinely have never seen that happen before. And, like, people yelled at me like it was my fault. Like, I had control where the Ender Dragon egg was gonna land. Anyway, we all jumped in the portal and had a quick gander around, seeing if we can find the Ender Dragon egg itself. I don't remember which one of them found it, but we did find it, and now we can put it somewhere around the base. I'll let you guess where. Day 70 was a day of discussions. Thanks to the gunpowder we've had saved over in this world and the sugarcane farms that we have, we made quite a few fireworks. The plan was to split up yet again. Me and Austin was going to go to the end to see if we could find ourselves some elytras. And so after making the basics and knowing exactly where the stronghold is, we head out to the stronghold. We began end city hunting pretty much on day 71, having a nice look around, and there's an end city right there. There is an end city literally where we spawned. Well, this is quite nice, isn't it? I was able to sneak in and grab the elytra quite quickly, and elytra 1 of 4 was completed. Also, literally the same day, literally within 2 minutes, Austin found his own end city as well. Like, there was 2 end cities about 200 blocks away from each other. I can't write this. This is amazing. And now that we found 2 end cities, that both of them have elytras, we should only be another day or 2 before we find more elytras, right? Right? Here we go. So here we are on day 73, finding another end city that, of course, had no ship. It was day 74 where we found another end city, but luckily this one did have a ship. And here we are on day 78, finding the final end city. It is worth mentioning that I did have to find another end city before this, because my elytra was having to break because I had flown around so much searching for this end city that it was basically impossible to find. And so I walked away with 5 elytras, with one of them basically broken. Any whizzle for shizzle, we went back home on 79. And by the time I got back home on day 80, it was pretty much just apply medding to all the stuff that I had. And nice simple way to end off day 18. With 20 days to go, I am feeling mighty high. By the time the day was coming to an end, it was time for us to enter the Nether, because it was time for us to hunt some skulls. The great 4 versus 4 wither fight was going to take 12 skulls in total. Luckily, both Chris and Austin had obtained a single skull in the time that they were searching around the fortress for the first time. So that means the 2 of us had to get a total of 10 skulls themselves. I feel like I have mastered the way to get some wither skulls. Pretty much just block myself behind the thing, hoard a couple of them up, and then murder them with a looting sword. And it was by day 86 that I got my 4th skull, and with Marvin getting his 6th, we officially had all the skulls that we needed to get moving to said funky beat. I got back home by the night of 87, where of course I took a sleep in the Among Us sus. I mean, I wasn't going to let that thing go to waste. It wasn't a complete waste of time, right? Day 88, we had everything ready to fight the withers. We just need to, well, get some beacons, and so all 4 of us went iron mining. That was it. Nothing else was really important. We just need to get enough iron for iron beacons. Now, I'll let you do the maths on how much that is. I know it's about 2.5 stacks of iron blocks per full beacon required, so that's about 10 stacks of iron blocks we needed. The 5.5 stacks of raw iron that I got by day 92 was definitely going to help. I want to give a shout out to all the people in the original trios who told me that Fortune works on raw iron, because fun fact, I didn't know that until I read the comments recently. And thanks to the iron we had already collected and the work that the other lads had done, we were on our way to get there. I had to upgrade the furnace though, because this furnace was just going to take an eternity to cook up all this iron. Whilst we was waiting on day 93 and 94, I made some basic potions, just a couple of health, a couple of regen, and a couple of strength, just to help us out in the wither fight. I really don't think we need much more else. And in that time, it was day 95 where the final iron block was done. We all spent our time on day 96 setting up the beacons. I'm not gonna lie, mine took a little longer than it should have. I really don't know why it was so hard for me to set up a beacon, but there you go. And then we set off into the world, finding the perfect location location for the wither fight. We pretty much looked at a few different options on 97, but it was 98 when we settled on this spot right here on nice top of a mountain. And so, with everything ready, it was now time to start the wither fight. Day 98. So the logic was it's 4 versus 4. Sure, we don't have the netherite that we had last time, but surely we're still in a position that is much better than any wither could prepare for, right? Well, unfortunately not. You see, we didn't really plan on something particular here. Because we spawned the withers on the top of the mountain, they was easily able to shoot down on us. Of course, we were easily able to shoot up at them and do the damage, but then they would drop into their second state, which of course requires you to attack them with your sword, your axe, basically a melee attack. The huge problem is that none of the withers were coming down. They were just staying in the sky. Now, if I remember correctly, normally withers float down to you when that happens. But because we spawned the withers at the top of the mountain, and now the mountains had been destroyed, they was at the position where they spawned, and we couldn't reach them. This meant, though we was able to drop the withers to the half health that required the melee damage, we couldn't get to them doing the melee damage because they were so high in the sky. This, of course, raised a problem, especially when I had 2 withers on me. And so I came up with a bit of a plan. If we left the mountain, surely they would go lower, and then if they don't come low enough, we could climb back up the mountain, and then in theory, they should be much lower to kill the withers. Well, they was able to take out one of them using this strategy, and though we had to climb up a bit whilst I was distracting them, we was also able to take out a second. And it was a lot of painfulness of trying to go up and down, and honestly, I ran out of potions and my health was running quite low, but luckily, we was able to take down the 4 withers. And with 3 nether stars in my inventory, we watched the sunset fall, and we are in the final couple of days, squad's 100-day survival. Day 98, I was able to grab a couple of pieces of glass, of course grab the obsidian and put the nether directly where my beacon was in the most perfect spot possible. I also found a nice center location where I was able to see all 4 beacons in one spot. It was honestly quite nice. And then we waited until day 100, and you know what we did on day 100. We listened to some pig step! Woo! Alright, thanks for watching, everybody.